Winter is a mouth that never stops eating. Steam rises in the blinding white, a ghost against the falling snow. It carries the scent of iron and the scent of life spilled upon the ice. Here, warmth is the only currency, and blood is the only gold. Three shadows move within the blizzard, massive and covered in thick, shaggy down. They are not wolves. They are dragons, draped in the feathers of birds. A massive sauropod lies broken, its heat fading into the frozen ground. This is no silent night. This is a feast for the tyrants. The Yixian Formation, Early Cretaceous China. Forget the steaming jungles of the Jurassic. Forget the sun-baked plains. This world is a paradox, born of fire, but ruled by ice. Distant volcanoes rumble, choking the sky with ash that falls like gray snow. Temperatures plunge, turning the lakes into stone and the forests into glass. To survive here, a reptile must change or die. The cold does not bargain. The cold takes. Through the veil of white, the alpha emerges. We call him White Mane. 30 feet of muscle, wrapped in a coat of primitive filaments. His breath clouds the air, a rhythmic engine of survival. He is a Yutyrannus, the beautiful feathered tyrant. But there is no beauty in his eyes today. Only a desperate, gnawing hunger that burns in his belly. He is the largest feathered animal to ever walk the earth. A king, dressed for the winter war. Two others feed beside him. A female, sleek and dark, and a younger male. They are a family, bound not by love, but by the necessity of the hunt. Bringing down a sauropod in deep snow requires coordination. It requires the weight of 3 to drag the giant down. White Mane snaps at the younger male, a reminder of the hierarchy. Even in the feast, there is order. The alpha eats first, or the pack falls apart. The carcass is a mountain of meat, but it is disappearing. Not eaten, but claimed by the air itself. The temperature drops further as the weak winter sun begins to fail. The exposed flesh begins to stiffen, turning hard as rock. White Mane tears a massive strip from the flank, swallowing it whole. He needs the fuel to stoke the internal fire. They are eating against the clock. If the meat freezes, the prize is lost. The scent of blood travels miles on the gale. Shadows flit between the frozen trunks of the conifers. A Sinocalliopteryx, sleek, agile, and starving. It watches with wide, black eyes, calculating the risk. To steal from a tyrant is suicide. But to starve is a slower, colder death. White Mane ignores the thief. For now, he cannot waste energy chasing ghosts. He focuses on the ribs, cracking them open to reach the organs. The rich, hot heart, the ultimate gift, life, consumed to sustain life. The wind shifts, screaming down from the mountains. Visibility drops to 0, a whiteout that erases the world. The feathers on White Mane's back are caked in ice. He huddles close to the carcass, using the dead giant as a windbreak. The pack presses together, sharing their body heat. They are masters of this domain. But even masters bleed. The cold seeps through the down, finding the skin. The storm is the true apex predator here. It hunts without teeth.
If you're enjoying this journey back in time, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible dinosaur stories.
Morning brings a pale, gray light and a new silence. The snow has stopped, but the threat has not. Whitemane lifts his head, snow falling from his snout. He smells it before he sees it. Musk, rot, and desperation. From the tree line, a solitary shape appears. Another Yutyrannus. But this one is a rogue. He is old, his feathers patchy, his ribs showing through the fluff. He has no pack, he has no kill, he has only nothing to lose. The rogue does not posture. He attacks. He crashes into the younger male, knocking him into the snow. Whitemane roars, a sound that shakes the ice from the trees. He intercepts the intruder, a collision of tons. Teeth snap on thick feathers, searching for the throat. The snow turns pink, then red, slowed by the deep drifts. Whitemane bites down on the rogue's neck, the crest on his snout flashing. He drives the intruder back, away from the precious meat. The rogue slips, exhausted, defeated by his own hunger. This is not cruelty. This is the mathematics of starvation. The rogue retreats, vanishing back into the white void. He will likely not survive the night. Whitemane stands panting, steam rising from his own wounds. He returns to the carcass, nudging the female. They resume the feast. They fill their stomachs until they can eat no more. Sleep claims them, right there in the snow. Safe for one more day. Look closely at the sleeping giant. Look at the filaments that trap the heat against his skin. For decades, we imagined them as scaly monsters, lizards in the sun. But Yutyrannus changed the story forever. It proved that the kings of the Cretaceous wore coats. They were warm-blooded. They were active. They conquered the cold. Long before the mammals rose, the sauropod is gone, reduced to bones. But the design of the Yutyrannus lives on, in the eagle watching from the cliff, in the owl hunting in the snow. The feathers that saved Whitemane would one day save the world. Dinosaurs did not all die in the fire. Some learned to weather the storm. Night falls again over the ancient north. The pack sleeps, curled together. A single mound of life in the desolate white. The wind howls, but they do not feel it. In a universe of ice, how is the warmth of blood the only mercy we are given? Thanks for watching. Tap like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss our next prehistoric adventure.